Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. In today's video we are going to be talking a little bit about sand. Now guys, there's a lot of confusion. People are not able to find the aquarium sand. Now guys, any sand is absolutely okay as long as it is granular like this. If you have a sand that looks like this, if it has granules like this or small pebbles like this, it's absolutely okay. You do not need to stress about it. Now I'm using the regular grey construction sand because the aquarium sand is not available. I had gone to the store, but they said that it is not available right now. They are out of stock, so I have to manage with the grey construction sand that is being used on the construction site. But ideally the aquarium sand is more brown in color, but it's absolutely okay as long as the granules are really big. So now what I've done over here is I've taken a little bit of the grey sand. I have already filtered my garden soil. You can see there's a lot of pebbles, more of those larger rock kind of thing, because even the garden soil tends to get that good amount of grittiness over the period of time. This is very old garden soil, so I'm going to see how much is going to work out, because initially I thought this grey sand is very less, but now when I'm mixing it I feel that it is too much. But there is another confusion. A lot of people think that we use sand in succulents. It's because they belong to the desert area, but that's completely incorrect. We don't use sand because they belong to the desert area. Not all succulents belong to the desert area. As I've spoken about this multiple times, they belong to different terrains. They come from different locations. Some are found in the mountains, some are found in forest, some are found probably to the coastal area. I think it's California. There are some Dudleyas that tend to grow near the seashore. So it's all about where exactly you happen to find them. It's not that they are all desert plants. Now we are not using sand because succulents are from the desert area. Actually most of the succulents are not, or succulents don't even belong to the desert. They have desert-like conditions, but it's not because of that reason we tend to use sand. The reason we use sand is because sand tends to make the soil mix very well draining, very porous, very loose. I also tend to use sand for my foliage plants as well because it helps in drainage. So that's the reason why you cannot use only garden soil in order to grow succulents, because over the period of time the garden soil is going to get very compact. So you need to have some kind of amendments in the soil which can not let the soil or refrain the soil from getting compact. You can use perlite, pumice, you can even use sand. It's not necessary that you only have to find sand. You can find anything that is gritty, which has a little smaller particles, like you've seen how the grey sand looked like. Something as small as the sugar granules will also tend to work out really well. Just ensure that the sand is not very fine, otherwise that is what is going to make everything very compact. Now here I have already mixed my soil mix. I have my pot ready. I'm going to take the soil and start filling in. I'm going to fill in halfway through, and I have an absolutely beautiful haworthia, which is, I think it's either putting out blooms or I don't know if those are pups. I don't even know if this is an prolifica, because I haven't seen such a large prolifica. We will get to know by time if these are blooms or pups. A lot of times the prolifica also tends to put out offshoots or the runners, which tend to look like basically like blooms. So I'm not very sure. I'll have to wait, but I wanted to show you the root growth. You can see how beautiful the roots are, very healthy. The ones that you're seeing, the white ones, the lower ones, these are all the new root growth. So it looks absolutely beautiful, very healthy roots, very soft. So we're going to put them right here and then top it up with some more soil. As you can see, it's pretty simple. All you need to have is a very gritty soil mix. Don't let the soil mix get very compact, otherwise that is what is going to create an issue for your plants. And that's all about it. Our succulent is all ready. Just a little bit of, take out the dust if there is any dust, but I have already cleaned it. I don't think there will be any dust, but I'll just do it. and there we go, we have our succulent potted. So the whole purpose of using sand is basically to make the soil mix very well draining. It has to be loose, porous. That is the most important thing. Don't worry about fertilizers, don't worry about all those stuff. It is not necessary. All you have to do is just give it loose, porous and well draining soil, and it is going to work out really well. That's all about it. Sand is the most important thing. Remember, we are not using sand because succulents are desert plants. We are using sand because we want to make the soil mix loose, porous, well draining. Sand also helps to reduce the amount of moisture that can be stored in the soil. Moisture is something that is quite dangerous to your succulent. You should give enough time for your succulent to have that quick drink, after which the soil should dry. And that's exactly what the mix of garden soil and sand tends to do. It gives enough time for the succulent to have a quick drink, and then it starts to dry out. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.